Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nique Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nique, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about MailFX by Amir Mughal. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for being here today. So on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you about something from Amir Mughal called MailFX. Alright, now if you've been watching my channel, for any amount of time, you will know that I tend to stay away from using any app-based methods, alright, and effects in my shows, right? I still do use them casually, I suppose, when I'm performing just for fun, right? For friends, family members, in day-to-day kind of situations. But when it comes to, performing for my shows, I really tend to just depend on what I'm really familiar with, all right? Tried and tested stuff which, I don't have to worry about things like, batteries, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, connection updates and things like that, okay? So, I've always stayed away from those kinds of things. And Amir, he's been, watching my channel for some time as well. He has followed my journey through YouTube, and he knows that I'm, kind of not really app savvy, right? But nonetheless, he tried to convince me to have a look at MailFX, and I'm pretty glad I did actually. Okay, so here's what MailFX is. So MailFX is an app, all right, that allows you to perform email predictions, okay? So this kind of thing is not like new, okay? It's not like a 100% new kind of a thing, right? Because, I've previously reviewed something from Tom Parkin as well, all right, called PEP, okay, which is the Parkin email premonition. Well, here's the effect, all right? So for those of you who are not familiar with this sort of thing, so what happens is you are with a spectator, you bring out your mobile device and you tell them that you will be sending them an email, okay? So immediately, you compose your email and you send it to them, and then they are to remove their mobile device, all right? So it's their mobile phone or something like that, and you tell them to just let you know that the email has arrived, okay? So just to have a look at the notification that they have gotten the email, but they are not to open the email yet. So they place their phone aside, and then from here, you perform whatever effect you want. Okay, you can have them name, I don't know, a celebrity, a country, a word, a random word, all right, the name of someone close to them, a random 4-digit number perhaps, okay? This is just the effect, all right? I'll tell you a bit about what happens during the routine, but the effect is after this, you tell them to, remove their mobile device and open up the email. In the email itself, they will see that time-stamped, okay, so it's proof that they kind of got the prediction earlier, right? And along the email is an attachment. It's an attachment of a photograph of you holding up a sign of some kind with whatever they have, just named, all right? It can really be anything at this point in time. So yeah, the sky's the limit. So MailFX is currently, to my understanding, all right, it works for both iPhone as well as Android. Okay, so that's good news for both sides of the coin, I suppose. And what you get when you purchase MailFX, well, you get access to the app itself. All right, there's a website. You've got to create an account of some kind. Okay, and then from there, you will place, the site as a shortcut on your phone screen, or on your home screen. So that was quite easy for me to do, I think, because me being a real tech idiot, right? And I've mentioned many times that, I've got enough problems kind of, charging my phone, okay? So I was able to follow along. When you get the app, there will be steps that you need to do in order to kind of set up the effect, all right? So that it works with your phone. Now, it can use your own email address, okay? So you don't have to create another email address just to use for this effect. All the steps that are required to link up your email address with the app itself will all be listed really clearly within the app. Okay, so there are tutorial videos that are kind of in the app itself. Okay, so you can watch the videos, follow along, and Amir will guide you through everything. Now, there are some parts where, there are fields that you need to key in, right? Because, in setting up all these tech stuff, all right, they're like sites that you need to kind of, type in a certain link of some kind. All those have been settled for you as well, okay, because Amir, writes everything out. All you need to do is actually just copy and paste the relevant fields into the fields that need the information. Okay, so setting up the app was surprisingly quite simple and quite straightforward for me, okay, because one of the reasons why I've always hated, well, not hated, I mean, hate is a pretty strong word, disliked, okay, what I've always disliked using apps is because in the signing up process, in the account creation, it's just so complicated, right? And that's one of the reasons that has kept me away. But this particular app, yeah, it was pretty straightforward to set it up. So I was up and running, quite fast, I think. Then the next part about the app is how to use the app. Okay, so at this point, I'll tell you that the app's interface is quite user-friendly. Okay, it's quite intuitive, I think, because, well, it's pleasant to look at. Everything is quite well laid out, and it was quite simple to use. Okay, even from the part where you're sending the email to the spectator, and then the screen where the input method happens. Now, I'll talk about the input method in a while, but for now, let's just talk about the interface, right, and the ease of use. Using the app was really simple, okay, because as I mentioned, the interface is really user-friendly, okay, and it's quite self-explanatory as well, I think. I mean, I could probably do almost 80% of it without having to watch like all of the tutorial videos. Okay, so I kind of like knew what was happening. Then comes the input method. I will tell you that you have to manually key in the info. Okay, so there's no way about that. I mean, there are integrations with other apps. Okay, so if you're using things like Inject, Wikitest and stuff like that, again, all this linking up of your Inject account, your Wikitest account, all this will be explained to you in the app for MailFX itself. Really simple to do. I've linked up my Inject account. Okay, so if you're using Inject, there really isn't an input method that you need to use per se, because all you need to do with your phone is to send the spectator the email, okay, and then from there, perform Inject as per what you normally do, right? Have your link, in their phone. They search for anything in their phone, and whatever they've searched for will be in the email, all right, in the photograph. So if you do that, then the input method is quite easy, quite automatic, I think. But if you're not going to be doing that, then as I mentioned earlier, it's a manual entry. So you do need to find some kind of motivation to pick up your phone again, okay, midway through the routine, and key in stuff and send it to the email. But there are kind of motivations I suppose you can come up with, all right? Perhaps, once the spectator has named the celebrity, you can treat that as like an off-handed thing, bring up your phone and quickly, do the work, but switch to the calculator function, okay, and then perform something with the calculator. So it looks as though, you were just kind of, looking for the calculator function on your phone. So that kind of a thing. I've got some effects where, I perform with a photograph in my phone as well. So it could be just a matter of picking up the phone, sending the info, and then bringing up the photograph that I need to perform, the effect with, okay? So that works, all right? So that's the input method. Either you go via the other apps, all right, the integration with other apps, or just do it manually yourself, all right? But either way, really simple to use, and the speed at which the information is sent, okay, to the email, it's really quite fast, I think. It's like, 2 seconds, and the info really goes through. Now, I want to talk to you about, because there's so much versatility, right, and flexibility for MailFX because of an important point. Now, MailFX allows you to send them a prediction using your image. Okay, so it allows you to send it with whatever image you want it to be. Okay, so I mean, I could, take a photograph like this, set like that, and I could have the prediction appear like on the chalkboard behind. All right, so I could be taking a photo like that, and the prediction appears here on the chalkboard, that kind of a thing, right? Or you could be holding up an envelope of some kind, and the word appears on the envelope, that kind of a thing. So it really is just up to your imagination. It can appear literally just anywhere, right? So you do need to spend some time troubleshooting that area, all right? And this is the problem that comes when you have just so many options, right? Because when you have so many options, then it really just takes time, to kind of figure out what it is you want to do with the app, right? So currently, for the time being, I've got some presets that I've used. I'll share them with you here. Actually, I've got one of me, holding up a board, just before I go on stage. All right, there's one like that. I've got one with a chalkboard as well. Okay, so it looks like this. And then I've got one using a billet of some kind, as though I just wrote the information down. Okay. So you can customize any photograph you want with your face in the email, right? So I think that makes the prediction system really relevant, and really personable as well, all right? Because they get your email address, they get your image as well, they get a permanent memory of the performance. Now, along with the images, you do need to also choose the font, okay, that your prediction will appear in. Okay, so as you saw earlier, there's a chalk kind of a font, there's like a marker kind of a font, pencil kind of a font. So yeah, just go in there and have fun, look for the font that you like, and put it together with the photograph that you want of yourself, and that photograph will be the one that you use to perform the effect. You can have multiple presets, okay, you can have multiple photographs, and on the spot you can kind of select which photograph you will be using, okay, that you'll be sending the spectator. So in full disclosure, all right, this is a review copy, okay, that Amir has kindly let me have, all right. Now, that being said, I really do like MailFX a lot, all right, just mainly for the point that it allows you to do predictions using your images, okay. So I think that's really something really cool. I've also not performed this yet professionally, okay, because the environments that I work in, they don't really allow me to use this sort of thing yet, all right. I perform mainly on stage, so I haven't found a way to kind of incorporate that, effectively. But I performed it for family and friends. It's been a lot of fun, all right. And one way I've performed it, all right, is over text. Okay, so I've just texted someone, and just bring up the topic about, would you like to see something, and then from there off I go, right? I send them the email, have them reply me that yes, I've gotten the email, have them name something at random, and then just send it to them. Just wait for a beat, and they can open the email, and the photograph is there. All right, so I've had a lot of fun just doing that, which means, of course, this will work in. I'm not even sure if it's still a thing or not, because I've not done one in a long time, but it will work in a virtual show as well, right? So you could have someone on screen with you. You could send them the email, have them verify that they've gotten the email, and then off you go. All right, and your mobile device can be somewhere else. Okay, so that's really simple to do, I think, for a virtual kind of a performance. Now, to close off the review, I'm going to tell you about the cost, okay, for MailFX. Now, I think this will be the part that I think some people may not be too pleased about, okay, because, well, MailFX is a subscription-based product. Okay, so immediately I can hear some of your hearts drop, okay, but let me tell you the cost, all right? So for a start, when you purchase MailFX, it's going to be $60 US, okay, $60 US, and then from there, subsequently, all right, it will be $20 to renew your subscription per year. Okay, so when you buy the app, it's $60, that covers you for the first year, and then subsequently, to renew the app, it will cost you $20 US. Now, that being said, Amir has got a current kind of promo going on, I suppose, all right? If you purchase MailFX now, it will cost you $60, all right? But along with the $60, it gives you 3 years of use. All right, so you're saving $40, I suppose. Okay, so 60 will give you 3 years of subscription, and you're covered for the next 3 years to perform this effect. Now, some of you might not be too happy about why it's subscription based, and then, it might turn you off, right? It's like, oh, why do I have to pay a subscription? I just want to buy something once and that's it. The nature of this kind of a product, I think, this is kind of like the way to make it, I don't know, viable, I suppose, because there are servers that, need to be maintained, right? So Amir is handling that. So I think $20 per year, that's what kind of helps him keep it going, all right? But in all honesty, for me, all right, even though, again, this is a review copy, I do like this, and I will be using this for a long time, I think. So when the time comes to renew my subscription, I think I definitely will be. Alright, so that's all I have to say about MailFX, alright, by Amir Mughal. Once again, I'd like to thank Amir for very kindly reaching out to me and letting me have a copy of this so that I can chat about it with you guys on this show. If you'd like to check out MailFX, read more about it, see what it can do, I will leave the link in the description box down below. So once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode and got something out of it. I will be doing a couple more reviews coming up. Time is a bit pressing at this point, but I will try to squeeze in the time. I've got some products from the 1914, all right, Steve Deller, and also a TCC has gotten in touch with me as well to send me some stuff. So do look forward for those episodes in future. But till then, guys, do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Chats.